Jeff Jacklich, Fresno State fame.
Bulldogs.
Yeah,
Bulldogs.
I would say, had a good run there.
Yeah, I did.
Is that where you got your degree? Was there at Fresno State?
Yeah, if I got a degree.
Okay. What'd you major in? Besides fun.
Phys ed. I was totally tennis, man. That was where I was headed. So
Okay.
It provided me with a great platform to play Division I ball, and have all the top West Coast Division I teams on the schedule. So that was a major part of the allure was it was great being a scholarship athlete because Fresno, is a ag town, and
Right,
anybody that's attended college in an ag town knows that all the, let's say, disposable income from the local community goes to the town for sports, athletics, whatever it is that's going on there. And so they're usually very well supported, the athletic departments in ag towns, because of that. So
Cool.
for me, it just provided that opportunity to play. We had USC, UCLA, Irvine, Pepperdine. We had all the major West Coast on the schedule. So it gave me the opportunity to play all these top players.
Right. Good for you. That's great. Well, I know you got a reunion coming up here in a few days or a week or so?
Next week. Next week, Fresno State is hosting, I think, the Intermountain Conference Tournament, because that's the conference they're in now. When I was there, it was the PC2A conference, and now it's still Division I, but now I think it's the Intermountain Conference.
Okay, good. All right, what am I hearing in the background? Sounds like some swishing.
Well, I got my fan going here because it's a little toasty.
Toasty, yeah, okay.
A little toasty, not bad though. It's comfortable, but the fan is the whole fan that draws the air in, so there's a little slight breeze, which is good, and you're probably going to hear some tools going on as well. So it's just one of those days here out in the country in the Napa Valley.
Well, we had the puppy barking yesterday. I think we had
Yeah.
Someone was trying to break through the gate, and you were going, fine, if you want to come on in, come on in. And
he was having none of it.
No. So, all right, guys, what's going on out there today? Thanks for joining us. Another episode of Gold Ball Hunting, where we're on a mission. Jeff Jacklich and I are on a mission to help tennis players initially reduce their skill level range. SLR, skill level range.
Wow.
No one ever talks about this. We're the only guys that talk about this. We're the only guys who are actually dealing with reality in terms of how are you going to assess where you're at right now and what little fixes, changes are you going to make so that you can, one day on Tuesday, you play great. Here's the top of your skill level range. You go home, honey, I got this game figured out. And she goes, okay, great. And then you go out and you play the next day, Wednesday, and you come home, and she's going, so you still got to figure it out, huh? And you go, I don't. Yeah. And one day here, Tuesday's here, Wednesday's down here.
Yeah.
So our mission is to help tournament players, league players, and the Wednesday night crowd take the bottom of that skill level and let's gradually bring it up the top. So every day you go out there to play tennis, you know pretty well pretty much how you're going to play day in and day out. And that is when you build confidence. That's when you build a real confident foundation to your game so that you can start to move up to the next level. Would you agree with that, Mr. Jacklich?
Completely, because it does. It fluctuates, and it can fluctuate in a match. Your skill level can fluctuate inside a match. Circling back to this last Sunday, when we were playing down there at the BTC, you and I and Doug Dittmer and Wendell Pierce, and they came out of the gate just firing on all cylinders. Dougie was just hitting dingers, man. It was
we're going to be done in like 17 minutes.
It's like, it was beautiful, though. The guy was just bang. The very first point, I serve kind of a kicker up into his backhand. He just hits the inside-out backhand from the deuce side for a winner right in front of me. It was like,
Okay.
I shot. I mean, so it took us about 4 games. I think the first I don't think I put a return in play the first 2 return games that I played. I don't think I put a return in the court. So, speaking of the skill level range, you just got to step back. I just had to step back and relax and just what? How about if I just hit the ball back to Doug? How about if I hit the ball back to Wendell on the return and then take it from there? And then I just relaxed a little more. You did the same. And then we got on a little bit of a roll, and then it was fun, But sometimes you got to work your way into it, but you can't work your way in trying so hard. Got to back off a little bit and just hey,
do that again. Do that again.
Trying so hard.
God Almighty! I hope you're watching this on video, guys, and not because the face is.
Yeah.
Just craziness. If you're not watching it on video, if you're over on iTunes or whatever, go to YouTube and go look for Gold Ball Hunting. And this is episode number 97, I think. Yeah, 97. And you'll find Jeff. But listen, that's a good point, because part of reducing your skill level range is like every day, right, we warm up, we go out there, and we're hoping to sort of have another good day, right? And so we hope, and then it's like you said, if one of the other guys over there is playing out of his mind, you get frustrated and you try to really kind of jack up your game to where you're overcoming how well he's playing, or you come out of the blocks and just kind of flat. And, for me, remember this year, I played in the finals of the Palm Springs Tennis Club with Andrew Stanley. And Andrew is just, this guy, he's a surly Brit that I love the guy. I love the guy. Off the court, some people kind of scratch their heads. On the court, he's just incredible. I mean, he's one of the fairest guys out there. And but he's a hell of a doubles player. And we're playing a good team in the finals. And I came out where I was so amped up. I was so fired up because I wanted to jump on these guys early. I couldn't find the court. And I finally, and he would look at me a couple times and just go, "Quite right? Oh God, it's what time is it? Oh, Brent, is it? Just go. I'll be fine, Andrew. Whatever."
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where you have to trust that if you'll just relax and just kind of let things settle in, however that works for everybody. For me, it's like 10 years ago, I didn't know how to do that. And my skill level range was pretty big. The last few years, I've been able to really kind of, just when things aren't going well, in the beginning of a match or in the middle of a match, is just to go, you know what? Just chill out, just relax, and just trust that you don't have to manufacture something goofy to start playing well. So So I know on Sunday, I came out and I actually felt good in the warm up, felt clean, hitting, striking the ball well, and then once we started, I could, as we got in through the second and third game, I just thought, why are you trying so hard to do so much damage with one ball? Right.
And it wasn't that I was going for anything crazy, but I was really trying to hit a bigger return and try to knock it down at their feet and really kind of extra little sting on the very first ball. And after 2 games of not putting the ball back in play, I look at it, okay, let's go. Okay, don't give up on me yet, Brenny.
Well, that's because I kept looking over there and going, JJ, I think you're better than this.
Right. Right. But it happens, where all of a sudden, your brain just takes it flips a switch, and all of a sudden you come out of the gate, even though you warmed up, relaxed, you felt good, you come out of the gate kind of overachieving a little bit, and you just got to back off. And I just backed off and said, you know what, I've played against Doug since I was 19 years old.
Yeah.
20 years old. We've been on the court opposite each other plenty of times, and you just gotta God, man, make them touch the ball, dude.
Yeah.
And then I started to relax and just started knocking down some returns, and then let's get to the second ball, and then just kind of slowed it down a little bit.
Right.
Just,
Yeah. Well, look, there's no question that when we talk about skill level range, is that the one day, like I said before, and I was kind of joking, one day on Tuesday you come out and you play well, but there's this thought that, well, if I played well on Tuesday, when I come out and play on Wednesday, shouldn't I shouldn't I have the same thing? Shouldn't it just continue over? And there's so many variables that can change within 24 hours. Whether it's, I mean, in your personal life, there's a million and one things that could change from that match on Tuesday to when you tee it up again on Wednesday. And it could be that, gosh, the weather conditions are a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it could be that your opponents, even if it's the same guy or the same opponents, their whole thing may have changed in the last 24 hours. So it's just one of those things that you cannot predict,
right?
Unless you're cool with accepting the reality that, hey, today's Wednesday. You know what? It may not be like yesterday, and that's okay. I mean, like Mai and I played some mixed yesterday, and we played against a team who we've routinely kind of gone through. But yesterday, number one, they were both playing better than what we've experienced before. I was struggling a little bit on like my serve. I was finding the tape and missing my first serve and throwing in this little crappy thing, and the young gal over there was going, well, boom. And so I was struggling to hold serve, and Mai was having a little challenge with this girl, just peppering her with a lot of pace.
Yeah.
And yet you just kind of find a way, given that reality on that day. All right, how am I gonna? Maybe it takes smoke and mirrors, but how am I gonna give them something a little different today? And so it's not about. At least to me, it's not about Tuesday. I played great and everything was perfect and I felt fine, and then Wednesday, I really didn't play well, but I figured out how to win on Wednesday.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where I think your skill level range goes from here, and it works its way up to the top.
That's just a huge. What you just said there is just a huge statement, and I think it's really, I think it's a blind spot and a false expectation for a lot of players out there that expect, that have this idea that when you're winning, it must be that you're playing well.
Right.
I have to play well in order to win, and nothing could be farther from the truth. In fact, I've gotten like just unbelievable satisfaction on days where I figured out a way to get through the day, so I get to show up tomorrow,
right,
and play another match, in the tournament, and just figured out a way to just run on the pool deck, cut in line in the buffet, whatever it is, scrape, crawl, whatever, to end up on the winning end of the score at the end of the day, because like you said, it can change in the blink of an eye. In fact, 2016, I shared that experience at the Berkeley Tennis Club where, I just come off of the indoors, 2 weeks, I had a fabulous week at the indoors, we silvered in the dubs there. And then 2 weeks later, had some personal stuff going on that was already in there. And then literally, my quarterfinal match in the parking lot at 9 a.m., I get the phone call from my doubles partner saying, my hamstring is just stove up. I can't move. And we have a doubles match. We're seeded 1, and we have a doubles match at 4 o'clock that day. And I'm getting ready to go out and play my quarter singles match, right? And so I spent the whole first set trying to figure out who I was going to play doubles with, while I lost that first set 6-4. Right?
Well, what I'm saying, and what you're bringing up is an example of how things are so different from one day to the next. And,
one day to the next,
and
moment to moment.
I mean, you're talking about a tournament, and things can change crazy in a tournament. But just if you're just out there playing on a day-to-day basis, this is not even a public result. We're going to see who wins or loses. Tuesday's great, and the next day, the next 24 hours, you cannot expect to play great. So we have not even gotten to the topic that I was thinking about today, and I think this is actually a really good topic. I'm not exactly sure how to title it, but I'll figure it out when I start editing the video. But This is great. Well, so Jeff, listen, or I should say, guys, thanks for hanging out with us today at Gold Ball Hunting. Another episode of our podcast. We appreciate you listening on iTunes or Stitcher or whatever platform you're listening to.
Whatever.
Watching it on YouTube. As you may know, we do two versions, one video, and then we strip out the audio for the audio vision of the podcast. So thanks for hanging out with us today. I did not mention that we are giving away a free 10-minute coaching call to anyone who has got some kind of a, what do you call it, a spoke in the, something, a stick in the spoke.
A stick in their spokes.
Stick in their spokes that you just can't figure out. And by the way, the do-it-yourselfers, come on, really? You got to be kidding me, right? Look,
right.
I mean, think like I'm talking to someone right now, a do-it-yourselfer. What are you? You're probably a lawyer. You're probably a highly paid skill attorney, right?
Right.
Now, did you figure it out on your own? No. You had to go to school. You had to go to undergrad. You had to go get a law degree, and then you probably had to schlep around for 70 hours a week and get hardly paid by the senior partners. Now you're a senior partner. You're a smarty pants. Come on.
Right.
Come on. Stop figuring this thing out for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to help you. Anyway, so again.
You're sick. You're not going to get into the kitchen and remove your spleen with some household kitchen items.
That's right. Spatula, please. Okay, doctor. Okay. Here's the tongs.
That's right.
Here's the bread knife.
There it is.
Can I have the strainer, please? No. So look at free 10-minute coaching call. The three of us, you, me, and Jeff, and it's a private call. I can't look at you right now because I'll lose it. So sorry. The way to get in the call is to go over to goldballhunting.com, drop in a first name and email address, click the button, and you'll get immediate access to our online calendar scheduler where you can cherry pick a date and time that works best for you so we can do this 10-minute call. Jeff, at this moment of the podcast, this is where we turn it over to you and we let you totally shine. I didn't mean it literally.
Oh, okay. I was going to buff it up a little bit here. Make sure it's shiny.
Okay.
All right. Please like us, share us. Please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below. It'll be fun.
Good. Guys, get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Jeff, we're going to do this again tomorrow.
I cannot wait.